really dwelled on it much. Tip of your hat to that guy. He pitched really well, and it will be the same way today as they look to get back in this thing. The Sooners offense will be eager to get up to the plate and give Oklahoma pitcher Cade Crossland some run support, guys. And we spoke with LSU head coach Jay Johnson, and he was really impressed with Cade Crossland's tape, Toby.
Thank you, Carly. We are underway. Strike one from Crossland, and he misses on that one. A ball and a strike. There you see the Sooner lefty coming off his best start of the year last week at Alabama, out of Rockwall, Texas. Went 6 innings, gave up just 2 runs while striking out 7. Crimson Tide a week ago. Saturday was the game Oklahoma won down in Tuscaloosa. Trying to even up the series for the Crimson and Cream here tonight. He's a ball and 2 strikes to LSU leadoff man Derek Curiel. Curiel 1 for 4 in the opener. And he grounds that to the right side. The shortstop Willits playing on the right side. Throws on to first for out number 1.
Yeah, Crossland, good pitch there. Jammed Curiel, who's a very good hitter, one of the best hitters in the league. So hopefully it's a good start for Crossland.
There's a good look at Cade Crossland out of Weatherford Junior College, making his 5th start of the year. ERA a little inflated. He suffered an injury right before the season started, and they slowly worked him back through the bullpen, was inserted eventually into the rotation, and into the starting rotation a couple of weekends ago. Foul ball by Jared Jones. One of the top sluggers in America here for the Tigers. 11 home runs. Last night, Jones picked up his 47th run batted in. And another foul ball makes it 0-2. Here's a look at how Jay Johnson will send him up to the plate tonight for 28-3 LSU. Curiel, Jones, Dickinson. Ethan Fry, the DH again tonight. Milam, Pearson gets the start in right. Hernandez doubled twice in game 1. Reeves and Stanfield. The 0-2 from Crossland. Got him swinging for out number 2.
Yeah, really good pitch. Crossland, fastball away. Just Jones chases. That's 2 good hitters he's gotten out to start this game, and he's going to have to keep it up for as long as he can.
With 2 outs, nobody on for the second baseman, Daniel Dickinson now. .353 hitter on the year with 7 homers. Hitless last night in game 1. And he takes strike 1. As good as Cade Anderson was last night, the Oklahoma pitchers, Kyson Witherspoon and Jamie Hitt, were also very good, allowing just 6 hits and 2 runs to this powerful LSU offense.
Yeah, Hitt came in out of the bullpen. He at one point struck out 4 in a row, but Kyson didn't have his normal strikeout totals, but he still threw really well, only giving up a couple runs to this offense.
The 1-1 now to Dickinson. A ball and 2 strikes. Tigers improved to 8-2 in the SEC with their win last night. It is their best start to SEC play in over a decade, since 2013. And Dickinson pokes it foul to stay alive. By the way, the 135 pitches last night for Cade Anderson, the most for a Tiger pitcher since 2006. Lewis Coleman in 2006 against Alabama threw 135 pitches in a game, almost 2 decades ago.
Yeah, back to Anderson. I know he threw a lot of pitches, but he didn't look like he was laboring or struggling out there. It was an easy 135.
Jay Johnson said there was no fighting on Anderson's part to stay in the game. It was not a discussion to take him out. He knew if there was a base runner against him in the 7th, 8th, or 9th, they would go to the bullpen. And Oklahoma could not put a runner on against him as Dickinson turns on one and rips it deep but foul into the Oklahoma bullpen. Oklahoma got a leadoff double, Rich, in the 6th inning. Didn't allow a base runner the rest of the way. Retired the final 12 in a row. A remarkable performance last night.
Yeah, he was great, controlling all 4 pitches. But OU's got to do a better job of fighting at the plate tonight and try to string some hits together.
2 outs, nobody on. Crossland, the 1-2 again to Daniel Dickinson. Here it comes. Downstairs. Now the Sooners in a familiar position. Oklahoma has dropped the opener in each of their last 2 weekends in conference play. Came back to take the series from Mississippi State. Came back to win game 2 before losing game 3 against Alabama last weekend. And a good fight here by Dickinson as the count is now full.
Yeah, he's putting together a good at bat. Now here with 2 strikes, he's looking to choke up on the bat and shoot something the other way and react to something in.
Crossland quickly retired Curiel on 3 pitches, struck out Jones, but Dickinson making him work. Here comes the 10th pitch of the at bat. Another 3-2, and there'll be an 11th pitch. Daniel Dickinson, Utah Valley transfer. 8-game hit streak snapped here last night. Putting together a heck of an at-bat, though, in the top of the 1st inning. And he draws the walk. What an AB.
Yeah, that's a great at-bat, especially after two quick outs and able to foul off a bunch of pitches and get the Crossland's pitch count up and then end up drawing a walk out of it.
Ethan Fry now. Fry 1 for 4 last night. He's the DH. .393 average on the season with 6 homers. And the first pitch from Crossland is a called strike. There's a good look at Fry. Junior from Rose Pine, Louisiana. The 0-1, 0-2. Sooners 5-5 in the SEC after last night's loss. Series wins over South Carolina and Mississippi State. Lost 2 of 3 to Alabama last weekend. And Kane Crossland ends the top of the 1st. Sooners coming to bat in the bottom. No score on Friday night in Norman. The start tonight for LSU, the UC San Diego transfer. Also coming off his best start of the year against Mississippi State last weekend. 12 strikeouts in 5 innings, Rich.
Yeah, that's impressive. He's got good numbers, 58 strikeouts, 11 walks. Look for him to be around the zone and attack these OU hitters.
The number 4 ranked transfer in the 2025 class, and he has delivered for Jay Johnson's squad so far. 4-0, as you mentioned. He'll face a Sooner lineup tonight led by Jason Walk at the top once again. Trey Gamble back in the lineup tonight. That's good to see for Oklahoma. He'll be the DH, normally the starting left fielder, and suffering with a little bit of a hamstring issue. Carmichael Willits, the leading home run hitter. Christensen had 2 hits last night. Branch, Taki, Willis, and Deshaun Harris. So our first look now at Anthony Ianson as we move to the bottom of inning 1. The Oklahoma dugout eager to see if they can get the offense going early tonight. Feels like that might be important for Oklahoma to put some runs up early.
I think so, especially for their confidence. Try to get some guys on, steal some bases and figure out a way to score guys from third base with less than 2 outs.
A little bit high, 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Jason Walk 0 for 4 last night. Had a monster of a game Tuesday night against Texas Tech down in Frisco. He homered, doubled twice, and walked twice in that one. Speedy leadoff man, a switch hitter here out of Ackworth, Georgia. And he rips that ball into right, but tracking is Pearson for out number 1. Hit it hard.
Yeah, good swing there. Got a pitch middle, and was able to drive it out there. Just couldn't get it far enough away from Pearson out there and right.
Trey Gamble now. There's a 371 average to lead the team. Got a late pinch hit appearance. In fact, he made the final out of the game last night on a sharp ground ball back to Kate Anderson. He's homered once. .531 on base percentage, up among the league leaders. And he's ahead in the count here, 2 balls and no strikes. Outside, 3-0. Getting Gamble back in the lineup's a big deal for this Oklahoma team, Rich.
Yeah, definitely one of the better hitters on the team. Obviously leading the team in average, but he's also good at drawing some walks and getting things, moving guys around.
And he's aboard on a 4-pitch walk. Now, we're not sure exactly how healthy the hamstring is. It's healthy enough to play. I don't know that it's healthy enough to run full speed, so that's worth keeping an eye on the bases. Here's Carmichael.
Yeah, he's 9 for 9 stolen bases, so I guess we'll find out here pretty quick if they want him going hard or not.
Easton Carmichael aboard twice last night, had a hit and a walk. He's the leading RBI guy on this Sooner team with 30 of them on the season. And takes a breaking ball low. The Sooners put a threat on the board against Kate Anderson last night. They loaded the bases with just 1 out in the bottom of the first, but couldn't score, and then Anderson dominated the rest of the way. Hammered that foul. 1-1.
Yeah, it's got a breaking pitch up and it's a little too far out front. He squared it up, but fair in the round field, but we don't play on a round field.
6 home runs for Carmichael. Number 6 came Tuesday night in that Texas Tech game. Sooners won that one 8-6 down in Frisco, Texas. It rained much of the morning and into the early afternoon here in Norman, and it's still overcast, but the rain clouds have moved away. 2-1. Still a chilly evening. And as you see the flags there, the wind, like it was last night, blowing in. Runner at first with 1 out. And Carmichael hits it hard through the 6-hole into left field. That's a base hit. And Oklahoma's got something cooking in the bottom of the first.
Good piece of hit by Carmichael. Got another breaking ball, I believe. Yeah, breaking ball right there. Just hung over the middle of the plate. Found a hole through the 6-hole over there. Good job staying back enough to get enough barrel on it to get it through.
2 on with 1 out for Willits. Reggie's boy here, Jackson Willits, the shortstop, 1 for 3 with a walk last night. Looks at 1 low from Ianson. Home run leader on this Sooners team. He's got 8 of them. He also homered against the Red Raiders Tuesday night. Takes the fastball for a strike. Well, it would be very interesting, Rich, with a base hit to the outfield here, to watch Trey Gamble to see if they'll try to score him from second with that tender hamstring.
ball in the gap, he'll have to get on it to try to, get 3 bases on a ball in the gap on a double. It'll be interesting to see if Rayleigh holds him up or tries to send him.
2 balls and a strike to Willits. Ianson a check at second. And the pitch is a high fly ball into center field. Stanfield calling for it. And there's 2 away. So Ianson gets Willits. And it's up to right fielder Sam Christensen now for Oklahoma here in the bottom of the first. Christensen had the best night of anybody against Cade Anderson. A couple of hits, including a double. He also drew a walk. His SEC leading 34th of the year. Even up 300 batting average with 4 homers for Christensen. And he swings and misses at the off-speed pitch.
Looked like a good changeup there from Ianson.
Out of Mesa, Arizona. It's been a good addition for OU this year. Pulled foul of first, and it's 0-2. There you see the numbers. 17 runs batted in. And on-base percentage over 500. But he's in a hole here against Anthony Ianson. Didn't bite. First ever trip to Norman for the LSU Tigers in baseball. These 2 teams have played 14 times before last night, but last night the first time they've ever played here. And he strikes out Christensen. Ianson strands a pair, and we head to the second at Mitchell Park. No score. Time national champions. Here's a look at LSU at the midseason. 28-3, best start in 12 years. Top 5 in the country in runs, batting average, on-base percentage, pitching up there as well. It's been magnificent, highlighted by that Cade Anderson performance last night. Here's where they rank in a bunch of key categories. Batting average 4th in the nation, doubles 3rd, runs per game 6th. They got it all, Rich Hills. They're 28-3 for a reason. This is a legitimate national title contender again this season.
Yeah, definitely. They got a high-powered offense, led by Curiel and Jones. But these guys can really hit, and they score a lot of runs.
Stephen Milam leading off the second inning. Fouls off the first pitch. The shortstop 0 for 4 last night. 336 hitter on the year. Got some pop in that bat. 6 home runs. And that one slipped out of the hand of Cade Crossland. Count even, a ball and a strike. Crossland set the 1-1 to Milam, and he bounced that one. Crossland, one of the big portal pickups for Oklahoma this season, the Weatherford Junior College product. And he is now where Skip Johnson expected him to be when the year started. He figured Crossland and the Witherspoons would likely be his weekend rotation, and it has eventually morphed into that. We'll see Malachi tomorrow. It's a 3-1 count now to Milam. Switch hitting sophomore shortstop. Trying to get aboard to start this LSU second. Here comes the 3-1, and he walked him. Second walk for Cade Crossland.
Yeah, you want to try to avoid the leadoff walk.
Josh Pearson now. Didn't see him last night. Senior out of West Monroe, Louisiana. He's in right field. 364 hitter. Jake Brown got the start in right in game 1. Crossland has lost the strike zone here a bit. The Tigers will run a little bit more than perhaps in past years. 29 stolen bases as a team. That's not a huge number. Milam's got one of those. And it's 2-0. Everything up right now.
Yeah. And it's, Crossland, they square to bunt like that. You just throw strikes, let them bunt it, and get it out.
And he got the strike call that time on the inside corner. Pearson trying to advance Milam to second with Luis Hernandez, who doubled twice last night in the on-deck circle. Throw goes to first. Friday night in the SEC, everybody in action and almost everybody underway now around the league. This is one of the 2 marquee series this weekend. The other one down in Austin, Texas, where Georgia and the Longhorns getting together, and he hit him. 2 on with nobody out.
Yeah, just the fastball that gets away from him. You can see that in there, and good job by Pearson, taking that pitch and getting on base. See if LSU wants to sacrifice here.
Easton Carmichael, the Sooner catcher, out. Try to get Crossland straightened out. Yeah, this will be interesting because Hernandez has been swinging a hot bat. As we mentioned, he doubled twice last night. He has homered 4 times in SEC play. He does have 1 sack bunt on the season. Well, let's see how Jay Johnson decides to play this. First and second, nobody out. Toes on the grass at first and third for the OU infield. Not bunting, ball 1. We told you about the power of Luis Hernandez. This was against Mississippi State last weekend. A long ball down the left field line. And then on Saturday, he did it again. Dangerous hitter here, and Skip Johnson's going to go have a word with his left-hander. Kate Crossland, Rich, looked sharp in the first, but having a hard time finding the strike zone so far here in the second.
Yeah, it looked really good in the first with 2 strikeouts. And he had the 1 walk, but here he's kind of lost the zone a little bit. I don't know if he's got something going on or just all of a sudden lost it a little bit.
One of the most respected pitching minds in all of baseball, college or otherwise, right there. Oklahoma head coach Skip Johnson. Done a great job here at Oklahoma. Took the Sooners to the 2022 National Championship game or series. First and second, nobody out. 1-0 pitch coming to Hernandez.
Obviously green lighting him there. Got a good pitch to hit. Fastball down the middle. Just fouled it back.
Luis Hernandez transfer from Indiana State. And the 1-1 is a swing and a miss. Got him to chase one there.
Yeah, it looked like a changeup. Changeup down. Hernandez is a little too aggressive.
Strikeout here would be big for Crossland. And the ball scoots all the way to the backstop. The wild pitch will advance both runners.
that's a tough break for Crossland. Now, all Hernandez has to do is hit a hard ground ball in the middle and score a run.
Tigers trying to strike first, just like they did in game one. A late swing by Hernandez, but he got a piece. Just 2 total runs last night between these two teams. The Tigers scored them both in a pitcher's duel extraordinaire. Here's the 2-2. Got him swinging. Third strikeout for Crossland. Not out of the woods, but that helps.
Yeah, it definitely helps. And it looked like another changeup. Doesn't look like Hernandez is seeing that pitch very well. Good pitch, keeps it down. Ball tails down out of the zone. And Luis Hernandez just swings over the top of it.
Tanner Reeves now. Third baseman, left on left matchup. Had one at bat last night, and he fouls off the first pitch he sees. Reeves, junior from Bonham, Texas, out of Blinn College. 364 average on the season. Second and third, one out. And a good pick there by Carmichael to keep a run from scoring. Feels like Crossland's playing with fire here in the second. He walked Milam. He hit Pearson. Both runners advanced on a wild pitch. Struck out Hernandez. And there's a strike call to Reeves, 1-2. Crossland kicks and fires, and he didn't chase. 9-hole hitter Chris Stanfield waiting on deck. Tanner Reeves trying to put the Tigers in front. And the count is full. But when he's missed big here in the second.
He's said when he's missed, it's been way out of the zone. But I'd throw whatever you want here with the base open, put the double play in order.
Here's the payoff. Got him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cade Crossland. And there's 2 away.
Yeah, just spotted that fastball up. See it right here on the outer third. Just squares up Carmichael. Reeves obviously thought it was a ball. Thought it was ball 4.
And he might have been right. Might have caught the very bottom corner of the zone. Here's Stanfield. And he lifts one into left. That's a base hit. And that'll score 2. Stanfield into second with a 2-run double. Now Crossland gets Hernandez and Reeves, but just like he did last night, Chris Stanfield delivers.
Yeah, just serves it out to left field. Got it on the end of the bat. He was out front. See Crossland's reaction as he hit it. Just got enough of it to serve it out. A little Texas leaguer out in left field. A big 2-out hit for the Tigers.
Back to the top now, Curiel. The speedy Stanfield at second. Curiel grounded out to start the game. 2-0 LSU here in the second. That was their first hit of the game, and it scored a pair. Way in. There is activity, by the way, in the Oklahoma bullpen already. He turns on one.
Oh,
that's into no man's land down the right field line. It'll fall in. An RBI double for Curiel, and it's 3-0 Tigers.
Yep. It's tough there. Fastball, ball just gets in on him, but finds a place in the middle of Bermuda Triangle out there. Ball just falls in. And Curiel's speed, he's able to get the second.
Back-to-back 2-out doubles. That's now 79 doubles this year for LSU. And Jared Jones, the 7th batter of the second inning. Strikeout victim first time up. Crossland throws a fastball by him. Well, neither ball stung. You kind of had a into the bat double by Stanfield and a flare where they weren't for Curiel. A ball and a strike here to Jones, but they count. And it's 3-0 Tigers. Already 50 pitches after this one for Cade Crossland, not yet through 2. And that's a base hit into center field. Curiel is home. 3 straight 2-out hits. 4-0 LSU.
Yeah, just another good piece of hitting by Jones here. Ball's middle in, strong enough to fight it off and drive it up through the middle. Willits didn't have a chance at it.
He was almost out of it. But the Tigers do what the Tigers do. How about this bunt? Dickinson. And they got him. Carmichael, nice play. Inning over. Damage done. Tigers put a 4 spot up. And we head to the bottom of the second. LSU in front 4-0. It was Chris Stanfield that broke the seal on this one. A double into left field. And the Bayou Bengals lead it on Friday night. There, you've been watching out in the outfield. That's the free student section out there. You can bring your tents, your coolers, your chairs, whatever you want. Have a party. Kyle Branch leads off the bottom of the second. Sooners got some work to do as he takes ball 1 from Anthony Ianson.
Yeah, it's still early. Got to put together some patient at bats, not try to do too much too early. Good job by LSU, stringing together some hits with 2 outs. Even though they weren't hit hard, they found a way to get it done.
Freshman here 0 for 4 last night. He's been fantastic for the Sooners this season. Takes a strike on the inside corner. MVP of the Round Rock Invitational earlier this year when the Sooners posted back-to-back top 10 wins over Oregon State and Virginia. Went around on that one according to home plate umpire Brian DeBrouwer. 2-2. Back up the middle. Dickinson in time.
Nice play. Good job coming to get that ball. Catch on the run. Really good exchange. A good throw to first. He doesn't have a quick exchange here. He didn't get that out.
Dayton Taki now with 1 out. First baseman. 5 home runs on the year for Taki. 2 of those came in Tuscaloosa last weekend. And he takes a fastball for strike 1 at 95. .289 average. Waves at that one, 0-2. And he throws him the breaking ball, locks him up. Second strikeout for Ianson. Good looking pitch sequence there.
Yeah, really good pitch. You see it here. Little 12-6er, catches the top of the zone, but as a hitter, that breaking ball's up like that, that's the one you want to hit.
Here's Dawson Willis with 2 outs and nobody on. Sooner third baseman 0 for 3 last night. And he takes 2 straight strikes on the inside corner. Ianson looks like he's found his groove here. Trying to make it a 1-2-3 second. Willis with speed, second leading base stealer in the SEC. 12 of them on the year. And he just got a piece. Out of Ruston, Louisiana. He was an LSU Eunice product, transferred here. National Defensive Player of the Year in Division II last season. Pops it up foul. Good glove over there in the hot corner for Oklahoma. And he has shown some power this year too, Rich.
Yeah, he has. He's got 3 home runs, you know, a couple clutch ones at that. But he can really run for a bigger, taller guy. He said really good on defense, but he can run.
Pulled that one foul. Desan Harris, 9-hole hitter on deck if Willis can keep this bottom of the second inning alive. Another 1-2. And he got him on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Second in the inning, third in the game for Ianson. We head to the third. 4-0 Tigers in Norman. Oklahoma. And this league is all that it's cracked up to be. Every weekend has been a blast so far. This is just weekend 4 of 10. Sooners will host Vanderbilt here next weekend. Ethan Fry, the only Tiger that didn't bat in that 4-run second, takes strike 1 to start the third. Fry struck out to end the first inning against Crossland. Three consecutive 2-out base hits, plated those 4 runs. Off the end of the bat, left center field, running catch to Desan Harris. Held up just long enough.
Yeah, that wind held it up. Harris has some good speed out there, able to run it down. I don't think Fry got all of that, but he hit it pretty well.
There's Jay Johnson, 4th year, former Arizona head coach, former Point Loma Nazarene player and head coach back in the day, as Stephen Milam takes ball 1 inside. Very highly thought of leader of the Tigers. Milam walked to start that 4-run second. And he's ahead here 2-0. Ten RBIs in SEC play for Milam. 3-0. The loss last night here for Oklahoma, just their second home loss of the season. They're 15-2 now at Mitchell Park.
Yeah, against two really good pitchers.
Yeah, Pico Khan and Kate Anderson. There's a strike. And both of those games were brilliant, both ways. A 2-1 loss to Mississippi State and a 2-0 loss to LSU. One out, nobody on. The 3-1. Grounded to Willits at short. And there's 2 away. Josh Pearson now. Hit by a pitch and scored in the second. Tigers hoping to get some good news in the next few days. Gavin Guidry could return as soon as next week. The preseason All-American reliever has been out since the first week of the season with back issues. And a very good 28-3 team, maybe getting some reinforcements here soon. Crossland somewhat consistently falling behind hitters. Bad formula. 2-0 here to Pearson. Into 1-2-3 third. Gabe Crossland settles things down. We're talking to Jay Johnson in the dugout when we come back. 4-0. His Tigers lead it. Bottom of the third inning, LSU has a 4-0 lead, and we are joined now by LSU head coach Jay Johnson from the dugout. Coach, what have you seen from Anthony Ianson so far tonight?
Yeah, sharp. Really like how he responded. They took a couple good at bats there in the first inning, but he got poised, big out on the fly out, and then executed to get us out of that jam. And then I thought he was really good in the second, and he's a guy that gets better as he goes. So hopefully that's what we'll see.
Yeah, Coach. How about the two out hitting there in last inning, scoring 4 runs? Got to be something you got to be happy with.
No doubt. We didn't tear the cover off a couple of them, but you know that's baseball sometimes. We set the table with good at bats, with plate discipline, hit by pitch. We got a little help with the pass ball, and good job by Chris Stanfield to put it in place. Same with Derek, and then really good at bat by Jared.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Jay Johnson. Desan Harris leads off the bottom of the third for Oklahoma. 9-hole hitter here. Left fielder. 0 for 3 last night. Harris 3 hits against Texas Tech Tuesday night down in Frisco. He's filling in left field while Trey Gamble recovers from that hamstring injury. Hits it sharply, and it got through Reeves and into left. We'll see how they score that, but Harris aboard to start the third.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there. Got a ball away, and he just goes with it and slashes it. Slash it over there to Reeves. I think Reeves probably thought he should have caught it, but the ball found the way through him somehow.
Back to the top of the order. Jason Walk hit the ball hard, flied out to right back in the first inning, 0 for 1. Still looking for his first hit of the weekend. They have given Reeves an error. E5. Oklahoma's a different team when Jason Walk's rolling, Rich. And we saw him much of the year. He has been, especially on Tuesday night. He's electric. They need him on the bases. Shallow right field. This will be an easy out for Pearson, and there's one gone.
Yeah, like you're saying, he's the catalyst for this offense. You know, he gets on, he causes havoc, steals bases, takes extra bases, and at times, you know, he's got a little bit of power with 5 home runs and can drive in runs himself.
Trey Gamble has the only walk issued by Ianson tonight. 1 on, 1 out. Sooners need something offensively to get this crowd fired up. 11 scoreless innings so far against the Tigers. Strike call. Home crowd disagreed with that one. And the Sooner dugout also giving Brian DeBrouwer, the home plate umpire, an earful. Harris will take second. So a runner in scoring position here with 1 out. That'll be a wild pitch.
And I'm sure Reggie'd like to see a few good at bats here to try to at least scratch across 1 run.
Good looking breaking ball in there. Strike 2.
It's been a good pitch for him tonight.
The 2-2. That's a base hit. And that'll score the first run of the series for Oklahoma. An RBI for Trey Gamble makes it 4-1.
A good piece of hitting there by Gamble. Got a pitch middle and just drives it up. Just drives it back through the middle of the defense. You see that ball out over the plate. Good job staying behind it. RBI single for Gamble.
That'll be an unearned run. Carmichael now. He's singled back in the first. 2 for 5 in the series for the Sooner highly touted catcher. Carmichael having to play every day right now because of the injury to his backup, Scott Mudler. Before Mudler went down with a shoulder injury, Carmichael would alternate between catching and DHing and sometimes playing first base. Took a big hack at one there, 2-1. His brother played here, was an outstanding pitcher for the Sooners a few years ago. Father played here, Darby Carmichael, back in the day as well. Sooner family through and through down in Prosper, Texas. Runner goes. Now that'll tell you a little something about how they feel about Trey Gamble's hamstring.
Yeah,
it was a hit and run.
Looked like got a little late start. I don't know if it's a hit and run or delay steal.
That's encouraging. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Carmichael. Chokes up, widens that stance. He leads the team with 2 out RBIs this year. That's not the situation here. He has been a clutch hitter. Full count. Sooners have scratched a run across here in the third, looking for more. Oklahoma has seemingly done nothing but play close games this year. They have played 5 straight games decided by 2 runs or less. 9 of their last 11 have been decided by 2 runs or less. And they have been very, very good in those close games, too. They are a tremendous 8-1 in one-run games this season. The fact that they've played 9 one-run games is worth noting. And they've won 8 of the 9.
Yeah, that's a lot. But it's a sign of a pretty resilient team.
And another throw to first for Ianson. Ianson, very good year last year at San Diego. Second team All Big West. Highly coveted in the portal. Another payoff to Carmichael. Runner goes, lifted into center field. That's into the wind tonight. Stanfield is there. And there's 2 away.
Yeah, on a day like today, both sides are going to have to keep the ball out of the air. You might be able to get one out down the right, out to right field, but center field, left field, you need to hit ground ball line drive.
Jackson Willits. Flied out to center. Back in the first. Fastball strike. Second baseman Daniel Dickinson playing Willits to pull. He's well out into right field, and he's swung around into the 4-hole. And he drove it between him anyway. That'll get into the corner. Gamble trying to get around third on that sore hamstring. Headed home, he'll score standing. RBI double for Willits makes it 4-2.
Yeah, really good job here. Gets pitch middle in, and he just drives it through the shift. The ball gets down in the corner and rattles around a little bit. Gives Gamble time to score from first base on the double.
First time this weekend the Oklahoma fans have had something to get fired up about, offensively anyway. And that will bring a visit to the mound by LSU pitching coach Nate Yeskie. The Sooners have cut the deficit in half. Still batting. And a clutch 2-out hit of their own here from Jackson Willits.
Actually, another 2-out hit of their own. That's something they couldn't do last night.
Yeskie conversation with Ianson comes to an end. And Sam Christensen will try to keep this third inning going for Oklahoma here. Christensen struck out swinging first time. Swing and a miss. The shift on. And Sam takes one low. 3 to the right side here for LSU. There you see it. Dickinson out in shallow right field. Milam up the middle. Strike at the knees. Ianson trying to end the third. Good block by Hernandez to keep Willits at second base. Excellent defensive catcher.
Yeah, really good. That ball bounced out there next to home plate. pitcher's best friend is a really good catcher that can block. You're not afraid to throw anything.
The 2-2 to the Sooner right fielder. Chopper to first base. Jones will take it himself, and that'll end the inning. But the Sooners get 2. It started with a Trey Gamble RBI single. Jackson Willits would add a double. And as we go to the 4th, it's a 2-run lead now for LSU. Last night, 4-2.
Yeah, definitely. OU came back and answered with a couple runs there, and the Tigers were able to get some 2-out hits and drive in 4 of their own. But last night with that pitching performance from Anderson and Witherspoon and Jamie Hitt for that matter, they all threw really well and made it tough on both offenses.
Luis Hernandez leads off, a ball and a strike to him. 7-8-9 due up for the Tigers here. LSU 4 runs on 3 hits. They've got 1 error. OU 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. Crowd restless again. 2-1. And a base hit to right field. Hernandez goes the other way. Leadoff man aboard.
Yeah, another good piece of hitting there. Gets a pitch middle and lets it travel and just drives it into right field.
Tanner Reeves struck out looking first time up. First pitch swinging, fouled away. These two teams will play again tomorrow in the finale at 2 o'clock, and weather could be interesting here tomorrow in Norman. It's supposed to be the coldest of the 3 days. There's a chance for some precipitation, but it's going to be very windy. A cold wind outside. Game will be played in wind chill temperatures in the 30s, maybe the 20s tomorrow. Two balls and a strike to the third baseman, Tanner Reeves. And Skip Johnson wants to chat again with his lefty. Well, it feels important here for Oklahoma to put a 0 up after they finally get a couple of runs, Rich.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do. I mean, as a defense, after you score, you want to keep the other team from scoring the next top or bottom half of that inning and get some momentum going and keep it going.
Crossland had a relatively calm first, a very stressful second when he gave up the 4 runs, and then a 1-2-3 third. A leadoff single for Hernandez here in the 4th. And a strike at the bottom of the zone, and Reeves didn't care for that call.
It looked like the same pitch called for the strikeout on his last at bat.
Two. Lifted into center. Jason Walk racing back. 1 away.
That just goes to show you what the wind's doing here tonight. That ball was hit well. And that just ended up being a routine play for Jason Walk out in center field.
Chris Stanfield has been a menace for the Sooners so far through not yet a game and a half. RBI double yesterday. 2-run double today. Hitting .316 on the season. And that double today open the floodgates to a 4-run second for LSU. Auburn transfer here out of Tallahassee. He bunts it foul. Let's go back to the second inning. Here's Stanfield after Crossland just struck out Hernandez and Reeves. He got the big double.
Yeah, got it out front. Hit off the end of the bat, but found green grass out there in left field.
He's in an 0-2 hole here with 1 out, and Hernandez at first. Turns on that one and pulls it foul.
He didn't get that one off the end of the bat.
Nope.
He just got around it a little bit instead of staying inside it and trying to keep it fair.
Sooners have turned a double play in 10 straight games. They take one of those right here. Or strikeout. 2 gone. That's 5 of them for Cade Crossland. Change up, Rich?
Yeah, it looked like it. That left-handed changeup going away just off the plate. Stanfield chases the ball right there. That's a tough pitch to hit.
Curiel now also doubled in the second, drove in a run, and came around to score. 2 for 6 in the series. Grounded to the right side. Branch is there. And that'll do it for the LSU 4th. We'll chat with Skip Johnson down in the Sooner dugout when we come back. It's 4-2 LSU. Tigers in front 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. We're joined by Sooners head coach Skip Johnson down in the OU dugout. Coach, what have you seen from Cade Crossland here so far tonight?
He was really good in the first inning, kind of got out of rhythm in the last inning and the second inning. I don't know why. Just he kind of gets out of the rhythm, and instead of saying north to south, he gets east to west a little bit in his delivery, and gets real shaky on strike throwing. And I mean, you got to throw strikes. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, Coach, got to be happy with the answer there after the 4 runs they put up with the hits from Gamble and Willits there.
Yeah, it's just about winning an inning, you know. And we won the last inning. We got to try to keep trying to win innings and win pitches. I mean, in the first inning, I think the guy maybe threw 4 strikes. Gets out of the inning. It's kind of crazy. The game is amazing. That's what's awesome about baseball.
Thank you, Skip. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for doing it.
Skip Johnson. There's Reggie Willits in the middle of your screen right there. Kyle Branch leads off the 4th. Oklahoma down a pair. Takes strike 1. Branch grounded out his first time. 0 for 5 in the series. And he takes a fastball for strike 2. Hyanson 12 strikeouts against Mississippi State last weekend. Misses low on that one. He had a 15 strikeout game this year against North Alabama.
That's good no matter who you're playing.
Yeah. And there's number 4 for him tonight as he strikes out Kyle Branch to start the 4th.
You can see here just another 12-6 breaking ball. Branch having a tough couple nights so far. Of course, last night nobody was hitting Anderson.
Taki went down in 3 pitches first time up. Big shift on against him here, and he swings and misses at the first offering. Ball and a strike. LSU on the road again next weekend in conference play. They'll head down to the Plains to take on the Auburn Tigers. Sooners will stay home again. They get Vandy here next weekend. That ball's hammered but foul. Oklahoma's got a midweek against Dallas Baptist next week. But they are in the midst of a 3-week stretch of nothing but big names. Started with Bama, then Texas Tech in the midweek, LSU this weekend, Dallas Baptist midweek, Vandy, and then they get their in-state arch rivals, the Oklahoma State Cowboys, up in Stillwater. 2-2 the count to Taki. Hey, you see the road ahead? Head to Columbia, Missouri after that. Back on the road in conference play. 23-6 on the year. Top 10 RPI, top 10 ranking. Taking on one of the best teams in the country this weekend here. Both of these teams treated us to a dandy last night in the opener. Good start to this one tonight as well. 4-2 LSU here in the fourth. The 2-2 to Taki. Strike 3 call. Fastball. Taki staring back at Brian DeBrouwer. That's 5 of them for Ianson.
Yeah, that looked, to me, it looked like a pretty good pitch. Might have been down a little bit, but with 2 strikes, can't leave it in the umpire's hands. If it's close, you got to swing the bat.
Dawson Willis now with 2 outs and nobody on. Willis struck out looking back in the second. Before this weekend, the last time these two teams played was back in 2022. They played in Houston in an early season event. LSU won that game in 11 innings. Foul ball. And the showdown before that was a famous one in these parts as Dane Acker threw a 9-inning no-hitter against LSU, also down in Houston back in 2020. Here's the 1-2 with 2 outs. Fouled out of play. Last night reminded both of us of a showdown between these two teams back in 2013, Rich.
Yeah, John Gray and Aaron Nola. That was impressive, almost like last night. You know, those two guys in the big leagues now.
We'll see the guys last night in the big league someday too. Kyson Witherspoon, Kate Anderson are also big league bound. 2-2 the count to Dawson Willis.
Yeah, the way those guys have been throwing all season long, been very impressive.
That was in the Baton Rouge Super Regional back in 2013. Yeah. Full count. Over 70 pitches now for Ianson. Strike 3 called. And Ianson strikes out the side of the fourth. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. We head to the fifth, 4-2 LSU. They played down in Austin in week 2 of conference play. And in Norman this weekend. Jared Jones leads off. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Still facing the Sooner starter, Kate Crossland. Jones ranked by D1 Baseball the #1 first baseman in America this season.
Yeah, I can see why. He can really hit. Good defensively.
Comes up empty on the Crossland changeup. 1-1. Oklahoma had the bullpen up in that second inning, but Crossland's been able to get him into the fifth. It's a foul tip on that one, 1-2. There is activity starting to bubble up down that left field line again in the Sooner bullpen. In case the lefty runs into trouble. You can hear the reaction to that ball call. 2-2 the count. And now the count is full. That's Reed Hensley, right-hander warming up for Oklahoma. And a base hit. Jason Walk slides to keep that one out of the alley and hold Jones to a single. The leadoff man aboard for the third time in 5 innings for LSU.
Yeah, that's, I mean, right there you see Jared Jones just drives that ball. He can really hit. Said ball almost got past Walk from the outfield for a double.
Daniel Dickinson now. He's walked and tried to reach on a bunt, but was thrown out to end the second. And he fouls that off the end of the bat. That's hit number 5 for LSU. Second one of the night for Jared Jones. A little bit up, 2-1. Part of the order here for LSU. 3-hole hitter Dickinson, cleanup hitter Ethan Fry waiting on deck. And 3 balls and a strike. Crossland went 90 pitches last week against Alabama. That was his season high. Remember, he's been kind of fighting back from an injury all year long. He might be near the end of his night here, especially if he loses Dickinson. It's the foul ball there, and now the count is full.
Yeah, he's been a little erratic, like Skip said, after that first inning.
5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit batter. Crossland. Here's the payoff to Daniel Dickinson, and he got him swinging. Strikeout number 6.
Yeah, that's just a good pitch. Ball's actually down the middle. He just kind of jammed himself up and was swing and miss there.
Ethan Fry 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout. One and one. Jones at first, 1 out. Nibbles at the outside corner.
Yeah, same pitch.
Didn't get the call. 2 balls and a strike. Throws a fastball by him there, 2-2.
Been staying away from him with the hard stuff. See if he decides to come with something else here.
Throw to first at Jones leaning, but he got back. Jarrett's got 4 stolen bases in 7 tries this year. I'm not sure he was running there, but he definitely was leaning the wrong way. Here's the 2-2 to Fry. Well, he went full to Dickinson before striking him out. He went full to Jones back to start this inning. Gave up a base hit, so 3 straight batters here in the 5th have gone 3-2. Crossland kicks and fires, runner goes, and it's popped up on the infield. Branch trying to get back to it. Taki able to make the over-the-shoulder catch. Wow.
Yeah, that's a tough play right there. Branch is out of position because he's covering on the steal. That ball is almost in no man's land, but that's a tough play. Looked like a receiver catching a ball over the shoulder there.
Easton Carmichael now out to talk to Crossland, who has at 94 pitches. And this may be a stall tactic. See if they're going to stick with him against Milam. 2 outs now. Jones still at first base. And it looks like they will let Crossland pitch to the shortstop. Milam has walked and scored and grounded out. Hard hit to short, backhand stab by Willits, and that'll do it. Halfway home on a Friday night at Norman. We got a good one. 4-2 Tigers lead the Sooners here on SEC Network Plus. To the bottom of the 5th, Deshaun Harris leads off and takes strike 1. Harris reached on an error by Tanner Reeves back in the 3rd. Came home to score the first run of the series for Oklahoma. Grounds this one up the middle. Backhand stop Dickinson.
Wow.
Nice play.
Very nice play. That's tough thrown against your across your body like that when your momentum's taking you away from first base. See it right here.
Oklahoma's challenging the call of out of first base.
That's a great
Plays under
play.
review.
He is out.
Yeah. But another good play by Dickinson right there, especially with that exchange. He's got a really quick exchange, gets rid of the ball.
In a cross body throw. Rich, you were a shortstop.
Yeah, don't have to make many of those over there on the left side. But you know, I've played a little bit of second base in pro ball as well, and that's one of the harder plays. You know, sometimes you see that ball go way up the middle like that at second base, and I'll flip it to the shortstop, and he'll throw it to first.
Trying to see if they thought maybe Jared Jones pulled his foot or something, but I don't think he did. This seems to be a clear out.
After review, the runner's out. Oklahoma loses their first challenge. They have 1 remaining.
Go back to the top of the order now. So 3rd time through the order for Anthony Ianson. He's at 75 pitches. He threw 103 against Mississippi State last weekend. And we are not going to try to guess when Jay Johnson may say he's at the end of his night, not after last night.
Last night, yeah.
135 pitches for Cade Anderson. The most in almost 2 decades for an LSU pitcher. Walk has twice flied out to right. He's 0 for 6 on the weekend. That batting average has dipped under 300 now. Of those 5 home runs you saw on the screen there, one of them was an inside the Parker. That was Sunday at Alabama. Sooners have hit 2 inside the park home runs this year. In fact, take a look at it. This is Sunday in Tuscaloosa. Into the left center field alley. Both of the Alabama outfielders would leave the game under concussion protocol after that. And back here live now, Jason Walk takes ball 4. This is the second walk issued by Ianson. And his first since the first inning. Gamble now, he's been up twice, on twice. Walked in the first, RBI single in the third, and he came around to score OU's second run. Walk with good speed over there at first base. And Ianson realizing that'll toss it that way. The Sooners really have not been able to take advantage of the SEC best 74 stolen bases in that electric running game they've got so far this weekend. Haven't had many base runners.
You got to get on to be able to steal them.
Walk has 9 bags on the year. Pretty average lead. Inches out a little more, and Ianson throws that way. Tigers shifting Gamble. And a third throw to first. Outside, 2-0.
If you're Gamble here, you're looking one pitch, one spot. Expect it to be there and expect to hit it.
3-0. And now Stephen Milam's going to come in and have a word with Ianson. And now catcher Luis Hernandez will also join in the conversation. Activity for the Tigers. That bullpen has not had anything to do yet here in Norman, but Evans is up and warming. Ianson needs a strike. 3-0 count to Gamble. And he finds it there, 3-1. Fastball. Full count. Jason Walk on via the walk with 1 out. Ianson after the mound visit from Hernandez has thrown 2 straight strikes to get it full. Here's the payoff. Runner goes, and it's ball 4. Back-to-back walks here in the 5th. Second time he's lost Gamble tonight. And now Easton Carmichael a chance to tighten this game up. And here comes for the second time tonight Nate Yeskie, the LSU pitching coach. 86 pitches for Ianson. Let's go down to Let's go down to, well, let's see if they make a change first. Yes, no? There's Nate Yeske. In fact, let's go down to Carly Murray. Carly?
Yesterday was a memorable day for LSU baseball and the fan base as Cade Anderson tossed a complete game shutout. But it was a heavy day for LSU pitching coach Nate Yeske. His father passed away yesterday, and Yeske still called every pitch in Cade Anderson's historic performance. LSU head coach Jay Johnson says, "I think it was the ultimate display of toughness tonight to stay in the game like that, to help Cade execute in the midst of that." Going on speaks to who Coach Yeske is, guys. Just an incredible thing that he was able to do last night.
Well, we certainly add our condolences. One of the great pitching coaches in all of college baseball. Now getting it done here. The land of the Bayou Bengals. Tough times. 2 on, 1 out. Carmichael, the batter. Ianson's first pitch to him is inside corner strike. Single in the first for Easton. Flied out in the third. 2 for 6 in the series. Carmichael leads the Sooners and runs batted in with 30 on the year. And it's 0-2. Well, Skip Johnson and Reggie Willits have the guys up they'd like to have up here with a chance to tighten this game up or maybe even give the Sooners a lead. Carmichael and Willits, those are their RBI guys.
Yeah, two of the top producing offensive players on this team with guys on, 1 out.
Long hold. Little bit in. Trouble of his own making for Ianson here in the 5th inning. Back-to-back 1-out walks of Jason Walk and Trey Gamble. And Carmichael stays alive.
Yeah, he got a good pitch to hit there and just he was right on it, fouled it off.
Jackson Willits on deck, had the RBI double last time up. Into center. Stanfield, a little bit of a late break, but he got there. And there's 2 gone. And it's going to take a 2-out knock again from Jackson Willits here in the 3rd. Picked up his 29th run batted in. 4th double of the year back in the 3rd inning. Tigers will once again shift him and put Daniel Dickinson right in that 4-hole. He drove it through that 4-hole to the wall last time. 2 on, 2 out. Slow breaking ball in there for a strike.
Yeah, I feel like this is a big at bat for Oklahoma right here.
Fly ball into left. Curiel back, has room, and the inning is over. And Ianson escapes. On to the 6th we go in Norman. 4-2, Tigers in front. Sooners hosting 4 of the last 5 national champions. Obviously, LSU here. Mississippi State came to town 2 weeks ago. Here's the current top 10, by the way. 8 of the top 10 out of the SEC. That's amazing. Oklahoma's ranked number 10 in the nation. They are the 8th highest ranked SEC team.
Man, tell you what, you got to bring it every day in this conference.
It's fun though, huh?
Yeah, no, for sure. The better the baseball, the more fun it is.
A ball and a strike to Josh Pearson, and that pitch misses outside.
It'd be like some of the, old Wichita State teams, winning 50, 60 games.
Pearson hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd, flied out in the 3rd. Hammered that to right. That ball's headed deep. And there's the first home run of the series. Josh Pearson makes it 5-2.
Yeah, he just got to pitch middle, put a really good swing on it. Like we talked about earlier, that's right field's about the only place you're going to get it out of here. And he put a really good swing on that and just drove it to right field. You see it right here. Just fastball down the middle. He turns on it.
Second home run of the year for Pearson. And the 51st of the season for the Tigers. And that's going to be the night for OU starter Cade Crossland. Skip Johnson has come to the mound and asked for the baseball. Josh Pearson getting congratulations down in the Tiger dugout. We'll step aside. Sooner reliever on when we come back in Norman. Tigers now up 3. The night is done for Sooner lefty Cade Crossland. 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs. Struck out 6 and walked 2.
Yeah, he had a really good night up until that last home run. And he battled through the first 5 innings, just not able to get it done here in the 6th. Now we'll see Reed Hensley, who's been really good this year.
Senior out of Lufkin, Texas. Hensley on for the 12th time this season. He's got a 3-0 record and 1 save, all of his appearances in relief. And a sub-2 ERA, 1.69 in his 16 innings of work. 17 strikeouts, 6 walks. And he's been charged with trying to hold down this LSU offense and hope the Oklahoma Bats can rally in the late innings. Now 5-2 Tigers. Luis Hernandez will be the first batter he faces. Tiger catchers 1 for 2 tonight. 3 for 5 in the series. And he fouls the fastball back. Home run by Josh Pearson has added a run to the LSU lead here in the top of the 6th. Two balls and a strike. Grounded to third. Willis skips one over there. Nice play.
Yeah, nice play by Dayton Taki too. That's a middle hop that Willis threw over there to first. Good job digging that ball out.
Tanner Reeves now 0 for 2. This is game 32 of the season for LSU. They have scored double-digit runs 18 times this year.
Yeah, that's impressive. You know, high-powered offense. Sometimes you can just hit your way through a game, even if you're not throwing the ball well on the mound.
Two balls and no strikes. Hensley falls behind Reeves. And he misses upstairs. 3-0. Four-pitch walk. Third of the night for OU pitching. That'll bring Chris Stanfield to the plate, and we go down to Carly Murray.
Well, Chris Stanfield was in middle school. He had the opportunity to volunteer with the Miracle League, a nonprofit organization that gives children with special needs or a disability a chance to play on a baseball team. Well, Stanfield was with the kids one night and realized life is so much bigger than baseball. That's what his parents instilled in him. So he continued his volunteer work throughout middle school and high school. Now Stanfield is using his platform to make a difference. He announced before the season that he pledged $100 for every game that he hits an extra base hit, home run, or steals a base. It's just really neat to see athletes giving back to organizations that mean a lot to them and have a special place in their heart.
That's great stuff, Carly. And Chris Stanfield.
Yeah, that's really cool.
He's got 2 doubles this weekend, so $200. Very cool. It's one thing for a professional athlete to do it. College kid to do it, extra special. Reed Hensley scuffling to find the strike zone here. He's fallen behind Stanfield 2-1. One on, one out. Lifted into shallow left, and Harris won't get there. Stanfield's got another hit, and that looked a lot like the one back of the second inning.
Exactly. Just that time the ball got in on him. The first time he hit it off the end of the bat. You can't stand at home plate and throw one out there better than that. Yeah, that ball just gets in on him. He loses the bat. Lucky he didn't get a piece of Carmichael or the umpire.
Wow. I don't know how many hits I've seen in my life where the hitter lost the bat.
No, yeah.
Danger time here for the Sooners. 2 on, 1 out, top of the order coming up for the Tigers. Already a 3-run lead, and Skip Johnson is going to go back to his bullpen here and play matchup. He's already asked for a left-hander.
Yeah, tough break for Hensley there. Like the ball got in on him. You know, they've had 2 or 3 hits like that tonight.
Big Bo Sampson coming in out of the Sooner bullpen. We'll take a break. Tigers up 3 in Norman. It's a chilly night here in Norman, America. Bundled up. That's a Sooner fan right there. You can tell by the toboggan. Hoping for a comeback for the home team tonight as they trail it 5-2 in the 6th. Oklahoma goes to the bullpen for the second time this inning. It's Bo Sampson, the big lefty, the sophomore out of St. George, Utah, that's on. 6'8".
Yeah, big kid. Good arm. Skip's trying to get the left-on-left matchup here with Curiel.
Just the 6th appearance of the year for Sampson. He's 1-0. 3.38 ERA. Had a big appearance last week in a victory over Mississippi State where he got a double play ball to end an inning. 6'6". I gave him a couple of inches there. 6'6", 229. Looks bigger than that to me.
Yeah. He's a big, tall, strong kid. Of course, there's not many pitchers on OU staff that aren't very big. They're all big.
Now the Witherspoons are about the shortest ones they got.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so Sampson against Curiel, and like we said, dangerous time here for the Sooners. Tigers have added a run on the Pearson homer. And they've got 2 on with 1 out for the top of the order. Curiel 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI double. Strike 1. That double, by the way, gave Curiel a 12-game hit streak. 398 average. And the breaking ball's fouled back. Sampson jumps in front 0-2.
Very talented freshman. Obviously really hit 398. It's nice to have young guys come in and be able to produce like that.
Preseason SEC Freshman of the Year. Hit sharply. Could be 2. Branch to Willits. And you can ring it up. Make it 11 straight games. The Sooners have turned to double play, and Bo Sampson did it again. 4-6-3. 5-2 LSU here in Norman. SEC scoreboard on this Friday night. Game 1 for everybody else around the league. Tennessee hammering Texas A&M. That's a final now. Run rule victory for the Vols. Florida continues to struggle. How about Auburn in the Iron Bowl? A run rule victory in game 1 over Alabama. That top 5 showdown in Austin. 5-0 Texas so far, shutting down that dynamic Georgia offense. Here it's 5-2 LSU. Anthony Ianson still on the mound, facing Sam Christensen to start the bottom of the 6th. Christensen 0 for 2. Jay Johnson trying to not have to use a reliever all weekend, apparently, here in Norman.
He's letting him ride.
Strike called 1-2. Tigers have a new third baseman in the game. There you see him. Michael Braswell is entered. He is the only defender on the left side of the diamond here as the shift is on for Christensen. And he went around. That's a strikeout. 7th of the night for Ianson. That's a little uncharacteristic for Sam Christensen there.
Yeah, he doesn't chase many balls. A really good eye for the zone. Just got fooled on that breaking ball there when wasn't able to hold up.
Here's Branch. 0 for 2. And he went around. Just 3 hits tonight for Oklahoma. But they have scored 2 runs. And for the 2nd straight night, LSU has received a sensational start on the mound. Strike 2 called. Two outs. Boy, Kyle Branch, one of the things that's been notable about him so far this year is he does not strike out much at all.
Yeah.
But that's now 5 of them in a game and a half against LSU.
Yeah, Anderson fooled him quite a bit last night. He gets fooled on this breaking ball here. Just chasing out of the zone. Sometimes you get in those funks, especially when you're young.
Taki has struck out twice against Ianson, both times looking. He takes one just inside on the 100th pitch of the night for the right-hander. 103 is his tops this year. Eight strikeouts, 3 walks. A little bit down and in, 2-1. All 8 of Ianson's strikeouts tonight have been in the 5 through 8 hitters. He got Christensen twice, Branch twice, Taki twice, and Willis twice so far. Trying to make it 3 on Taki, but he's fallen behind 3 balls and a strike, and then Taki fouls one off his foot.
Yeah, that never feels good.
In an odd situation here last week, Rich, in the Mississippi State series, a Bulldog hitter fouled one off his foot that caromed into right field, and none of the umpires saw it.
Yeah.
They gave him a base hit. The batter even was stunned. He stood in the left-hand batter's box for a
second,
while and then kind of hobbled down to first, waiting for somebody to call it a foul ball.
And Taki was pointing right after it happened. He's pointing at the hitter.
Here's the payoff. Ooh, watch out. Rifled that one just above the LSU dugout over there. Looks like everybody's okay. Got around on that one a bit.
Yeah, got that one out front for sure.
2 outs, nobody on. Ianson trying to strike out the side for the second time tonight. Anthony Ianson out of Lakewood, California. Went from San Diego to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Little less sunshine and a lot better food. Now they got 4 guys on the right side of the infield. There's ball 4. You ever seen a 4-man shift?
I have not. That's for sure.
Right before that pitch, Michael Braswell moved to the right side of second base, and all 4 Tigers were on the right side of the infield. I saw it once, and that's going to do it for Ianson. Remember Steele Walker?
Yeah.
Played for Oklahoma several years ago. Tim Tadlock at Texas Tech put 4 guys on the right side of the infield one day. He was red hot, and he homered, hit it over all of them over the right field wall.
Wow.
Well, LSU for the first time this weekend is going to the bullpen. We'll take a step aside, see who the Bayou Bengals call on next when we come back. So his line still open. Cason Evans on for LSU. Last time Cason Evans appeared in a game, he went 4 innings to finish off Mississippi State last weekend. Didn't give up a run. Right-hander here, freshman, true freshman out of Houston, Texas. Making his 10th appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with 5 saves and a sub-1 ERA, 0.90. In 20 innings, 34 strikeouts, and only 8 walks. He has been special. And he will face Dawson Willis. 2 outs and a runner at first here in the bottom of the 6th. Starts him off with a swing and a miss. Bright yellow shoes on the mound. Got another wave, 0-2. Nope, put your sunglasses on, Rich. Evans jumps in front, 2 strikes on the Sooner third baseman.
It looks like he's throwing a little bit of a split finger up there, just from seeing his grip.
The Sooners unable to come from behind last night, but they have been a team that has specialized in that this year. 12 come from behind wins on the season. Down 3 here in the 6th inning. Taki at first. Popped up right field line. Foul territory. Nobody's going to get to it as it drops just behind the wall. Wind helped carry that one out of play. This is an abnormal weekend in Norman, Oklahoma, by the way. If you're an LSU fan watching, this place usually plays very small. The wind blows out of the south, out to left field most weekends. So to have the wind blowing in, Rich, this is a maybe a once-a-year thing.
Yeah, especially this time of year.
Right.
Now, early in the season,
Right.
we get it, but once April on, usually the wind's blowing out almost every night.
1-2. The pitchers certainly don't mind it.
No. There's very few nights where there's hardly any wind.
And tomorrow expected to be the same, by the way. Only harder. Taki at first. Evans versus Dawson Willis. And Willis battling. Willis had dramatic late inning home runs in the South Carolina series and the Mississippi State series. He's only had 3 on the year, but he's made them count. Just a little low with that 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Kason Evans.
I think he wanted that pitch.
The 2-2. Pretty good fight here by Willis.
Yeah. After swinging and missing the first 2. Put together a pretty good at bat so far.
Desan Harris would be next if Willis could reach. Another 2-2. Downstairs. This is a 10-pitch at bat now. Going to see 11 at least.
Yeah, and I'm surprised the first baseman's holding him on here.
Taki off. Ground ball left side. Long throw for Milam. Not in time. Dawson Willis beat it out. And the Sooners have 2 on with 2 out.
Yeah, tough play for Milam there. Ball's in the hole. Really good runner in Willis. He does a good job getting rid of the ball. Just doesn't have enough on it. 2 hops it over there to first base and not in time.
A long stride of Dawson Willis there. And a really good at bat for that young man. And Desan Harris now a chance to tighten this game up. With 2 outs, he's 0 for 2 tonight. Did score a run back in the 3rd when he reached on an error. First pitch swinging, fouled out of play. Desan does not like to mess around when he gets up there. He's usually hunting. Homered once, that came at South Carolina. He could knot it up if he found one here. Fooled on a changeup, 0-2. Taki at second, Willis at first. And that'll do it for the Sooners' 6th. Kason Evans strikes out Desan Harris. And LSU still leads it by 3. On for Oklahoma. They counter with a freshman of their own. It's right-hander Michael Catalano out of Frisco, Texas. Another youngster, Rich, that's been good for Skip Johnson this year.
Yeah, he has been good out of the bullpen. Very consistent. Throws a lot of strikes. You see he got 20 strikeouts to 3 walks, so he's in the zone a lot.
Catalano gonna have to deal with the big boys in the LSU lineup, starting with the biggest, Jared Jones. 2 for 3 tonight. 3 hits in the series. Jones, Dickinson, and Fry due up. A little bit inside. RBI single for Jones back in the 2nd. There's a good look at Michael Catalano. Slider misses away. Jared Jones, 6'4", 246. Two and one. Tigers off to their best start. Best 30-game start since 2013. Their best SEC start since 2013. 3 and 1.
You got to make a good pitch here. You don't want to leave one down the middle to Jared Jones.
Full count. Leadoff man in the LSU seventh. Here's the payoff. And a base hit into right. Third hit tonight for Jared Jones.
Yeah, he can really hit. Good piece of two-strike hitting there, and just gets the ball up and drives it into right field.
And that is the 5th time now in 7 innings the leadoff man has reached for the Tigers tonight. Hit number 8. Daniel Dickinson will bat. Oh, wow.
Great play.
How about that pickup?
Carmichael.
You might need to see that again. Full-on dive. He'll save that ball from the backstop. Look at this.
And from a crouch position off his knees. Yeah. Good
One knee on the ground.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing that now.
Yeah.
Dickinson 0 for 2 with a walk. 0 for 6 in the series. 346 hitter with 7 homers. Takes that one inside. 2-0. Carves that one in there for a strike. It'll be Malachi Witherspoon and Chase Shores tomorrow in the finale at 2 o'clock here in Norman. There's Malachi. He's the one in the front. His brother Kyson was standing behind him. And a base hit for Dickinson the other way. And the first 2 Tigers have reached here in the 7th. First hit of the weekend for Daniel Dickinson.
Yeah, and another good piece of hitting. Catalano's just leaving the ball up a little bit too much. Dickinson does the same thing Jones did. Let the ball travel and drives it into right field.
No, Tigers threatened to break this thing open in the 6th, and Bo Sampson got the double play ball. And they have another threat brewing in the 7th. 2 on, nobody out. Ethan Fry, the batter. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And you see, leadoff hitters tonight have been on 5 of 7 times. 3 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They have one here.
It's definitely a recipe for success offensively. Guys leading off. Leadoff guys get on. You can usually get some runs.
Strike 1 to Fry. Carmichael can't find it. Having to work hard here. Top of the 7th. He's really improved his catching skills. Been a lot of work on it in the offseason up at the Cape.
Yeah, he's really athletic. You know. Moves well.
2-1. There's a strike. Rich, I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan.
Yeah.
They've been shut out the last 3 games, 1-0 each game.
Wow.
And tonight, there being no hit into the 7th inning.
Oh, my goodness. I saw De La Cruz make a play in foul territory the other day. That was unbelievable.
Full count.
Talk about a really good athlete.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
That guy can do it all.
Now, Catalano in danger of loading the bases here with nobody out. Full count to Ethan Fry. And he got him swinging. Good pitch. 3-2 breaking ball there.
Yeah. Looked like it. Looked like a slider. See it right here. Yeah, just slider away. Able to get Fry to chase. It's a good pitch from a young pitcher in a tough situation right here.
Now a double play ball would get him out of a mess again. Milam, the batter, 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. And the first pitch misses low. Tigers have out hit them 9-4. They've outscored them so far 5-2. 2-0. Strike. Two on, no, 1 out. And that's strike 2 called. Came back with a fastball. Milam looks back. Let's take another look here.
He just kept running, didn't go to first base.
Mental error there by Dayton Taki, and it's 6-2 Tigers. I don't think they would have turned the double play, but they would have had first and third with 2 outs. Jones came home. Dickinson out at second. And Milam ends up at second after the error. First pitch swinging. Pearson into left. Deshaun Harris. And that'll end the inning. But the Tigers get 1. Sooners helped them out. Time to stretch in North. 6-2 LSU on Friday night. Now just about halfway through the year, the number 1 and 2 ranked teams to start the season have both fallen out of the top 25. SEC has 8 teams in the top 10. Sun Belt already has 3 teams that have won 20 or more games this year. Here's a breakdown of the top 25 this week. 10 of the top 25 in the SEC. Down there at the bottom, you see there's 1 independent, Rich. Here's a quiz. Can you name the 1 independent that is in the top 25?
I cannot.
It's a trick question. Oregon State.
No. Yeah.
Yep, there's no more Pac-12. Jason Walk.
Just a Pac-2, right?
That's right. Still facing Casey Evans on the mound, and it's a 2-0 count. 6-2 Tigers now. Sooner error cost him a run in the top of the 7th. Grounded up the middle, and that'll get into center field. Leadoff single for Walk. That's his first hit of the weekend. He's been on now 2 straight times after he got a bases on balls back in the 5th.
Yeah, good job by Walk here. Just get a pitch. This fastball down the middle. Got on top of it a little bit, but enough juice to get it out to center field.
Gamble's having a good night. His return to the lineup tonight. He has walked twice, has an RBI single, and has scored a run. And he takes ball one from Evans. Now give it up to the LSU pitching. So far through a game and 7 nights, 6 nights, they have been tremendous here at Norman. 2-0 count.
They've done a really good job throwing the ball. They're throwing strikes. You've got to get some strikeouts. And, you know, Ianson had 7.
Kate Anderson may be the pitching performance of the year so far in college baseball last night with that 14 strikeout complete game shutout. Still time here for OU though on Friday night. It's 3 balls and a strike to Trey Gamble. That's launched right center field, and on the run tracking it down is Stanfield. And that is gone 90% of days in Norman, but not today.
Yeah, good job by Stanfield. He covered a lot of ground to run that ball down. A good swing by Trey Gamble. Squared that ball up. I thought it might be a double off the bat, but that wind is just holding it up.
Carmichael now 1 for 3. Takes a big cut, fouls it back. Just past the midway point of the season. Starting to see projected field of 64 popping up. Everybody looking at RPIs now, trying to figure out where are we, what do we got to do.
Win.
That's a good point. That ball's hit into center field on the screws, but again, Stanfield there, and there's 2 outs.
Yeah, another hard hit ball by Carmichael. Just right at Stanfield.
Jackson Willits now with 2 outs. Walk got the single to start this bottom of the 7th, but he's still at first base. Willits 1 for 3. Doubled and drove in a run back in the 3rd inning. He's the oldest of 3 Willits boys for Reggie. And you can find all of them around the OU complex most days. They love hanging out with Dad and taking batting practice. His younger brother is very highly thought of. That ball fouled out of play. Of course, Dad, there's Reggie, a longtime major leaguer. The Angels, coached with the Yankees before he came back to his alma mater to join Skip Johnson's staff. Really bright baseball mind right there. Highly thought of all around the country. That pitch gets to the backstop, and Jason Walk will advance. The 2-2 count to Willits. He's brought a different style here to OU, and it took him all the way to the National Championship Series back in 2022. The combination of Skip Johnson and Reggie Willits is a really good connection. Fouled out of play. One of them's an offensive mastermind, the other one a pitching mastermind. Their personalities are very different, but they work.
Yeah, they work hard. They work at it for sure. Now, Reggie's been a worker his whole career, even when he was at OU.
Little flare to short. That'll end the inning. Sooners get a hit, but leave a man, and we head to the 8th. Tigers closing in on the Game 2 victory. Folks, their stars: Alex Bregman, Paul Skeens, Aaron Nola, Dylan Cruz, Jake Fraley, DJ LeMahieu, and there's more. 7 national championships. Including 2 years ago. Luis Hernandez fouls back the pitch from Michael Catalano, the freshman still in the game. Paul Skeens, he's pretty good, Rich.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. So good.
Strike called to Hernandez, 1-2.
I mean, he's got so much movement on his breaking ball. It's crazy what he could do with the baseball. Not to mention throw 100.
Catalano bounces one. Tigers started the scoring with 4 in the 2nd inning tonight. They have not trailed so far in Norman in their stay. Won it 2-0 last night. Lead at 6-2 in Game 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Hernandez 1 for 3 tonight. He's got 3 hits in the series. .296 average. And Catalano strikes him out.
Good fastball by Catalano. Elevating the zone.
Second strikeout for Michael Catalano.
Able to get Hernandez a chase right here. Just good fastball. Just right by him.
8th strikeout for Sooner pitchers tonight. And Braswell will get his first at bat. Braswell came in late in Game 1 and laid down a sacrifice bunt. Hitting .348. Excuse me, that's Reeves' numbers. Outside 2-0. Braswell hitting .232 on the year. And it's 3-0. Michael Braswell III out of Mableton, Georgia. He's a former South Carolina Gamecock. There's a strike. And he walked him. First walk for Catalano, 4th for OU pitching. 1 out base runner for Stanfield. Haven't been able to solve this guy yet. 2 more hits tonight.
Yeah, a couple RBI in the second. Like here from Skip.
Skip Johnson headed to the mound, and I think he has already indicated he wants to make a change, and he has. We got a Sooner reliever coming on. Freshman Jaden Barfield will be next into the game. We'll take a break. Tigers in front by 4 in the late innings here in Norman. There's young Jaden Barfield, another talented freshman for these Sooners. He's out of Pearland, Texas. And another young man that's been very good for Skip Johnson on the mound. Tenth appearance, 1-0, 3.12 ERA. Jaden Barfield. He inherits a base runner at first. Braswell and Stanfield the hitter. Well, cockeyed with the hat. 5'9", Jaden Barfield. Good fastball.
Good pitch just off the plate. Those left-handers, they're known for that crooked hat.
A little bit low. The 2-1 to Stanfield is grounded to short. Willett's only play is the first and got him.
I think they're going to challenge this one.
Yep. Jay Johnson out immediately and says he wants him to take another look at this one.
LSU's challenging the call out at first base. Plays under review.
So Birmingham, you're on the spot. SEC Replay Central. We'll take another look at this one. We will too. What do you think here, Rich?
I couldn't tell the original view. This will probably be a little better. It's close. Looks like it's about the same time. He might have. Yeah, he beat it. A little better view there. You can see the ball going in Taki's glove.
I think this is going to be an infield single. And the
After
third hit
review,
of
the
the
runner
night.
at first base is safe. LSU retains their challenge. They have 2 remaining.
Third hit for Stanfield. Tonight, 4th in the series.
Yeah, he doubled last night down the right field line.
So 2 on, 1 out, top of the order. Feel like I've said that all night long. Curiel grounded into a double play last time up to end an inning. He's 1 for 4. Left on left. And this game once again teetering. It's already a pretty big hill for Oklahoma to try to climb in the final 2 innings. Got a piece. A ball and a strike. Freshman versus freshman here. Nice curveball, 1 and 2.
Yeah, really good pitch. Good break, good depth.
Grounded to second. Is it hard enough? Flip to second for 1. They won't throw to first. Willett spins and hopes that Braswell went too far around the third base bag, but he didn't. 2 outs and they're on the corners. But they got to deal with Jared Jones now. And they have not had much luck against the big guy tonight. He is 3 for 4. Good luck, young man. Freshman on the mound. Got to face the #1 first baseman in America with men on in the 8th inning. And he misses low. Hitting .408 with 11 bombs. And 48 runs batted in.
Pretty impressive.
Two and 0. That was high to a normal-sized individual. I'm not sure it was high to Jared Jones, but nevertheless, it's 3 balls and no strikes. And you better be careful here. Oh, what
Nice
a play. Wow! Jackson Willett saves the day. And the inning is over. How about this?
Yeah, just ranging to his left. That ball was hit hard, too. I thought it was a hit off the bat. Good job.
And the backhand flip. Still 6-2 Tigers. Well, the Sooners hanging around thanks to a very nice defensive play by Jackson Willits to end the top of the 8th inning, but they better start getting after it at the plate, Rich. Down 4.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to get guys on. You know, be patient, attack good pitches, try to square them up. They're going to need some traffic on the bases to score some runs.
Christensen, Branch, and Taki due up. Still facing Kason Evans. And he misses outside. Jay Johnson used Kason Evans for 4 innings last week. Not afraid to leave him out there for a while. Fly ball to left. This will be the first down of the inning. Curiel runs under it. Christensen 0 for 4. Kyle Branch. He's been baffled by the Tiger pitching so far tonight. So far this weekend, he's 0 for 7 with 5 Ks. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Woo.
Missed everything on that one.
1-1. Sooner softball team wrapped up a 6-0 shutout of UCF tonight. That's gone final across the street at Love's Field. Called strike 3. Second strikeout for Evans, and Branch's totally awful, really bad weekend continues. Boy, how about that? Outside black.
Yeah, he painted that one. Ooh. Tough pitch, really good pitch by Evans.
Taki, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Looks at one low and in. Swings and misses. And it's 1-2, and now Braswell will move off the line at third. Run over to the shortstop position. Let's see if they do the 4-man shift against him again here. So far, just 3, although Braswell now starts to move up the middle a bit. Hits it right to the second baseman out in shallow right, Dickinson, and it's a 1-2-3-8. And we head to the final frame on Friday night. Tigers in front 6-2. We head to the 9th inning. Tigers have doubled them up in the hit column. They lead at 6-2. Stanfield 3 hits tonight. Pearson a homer. Willits and Gamble with the runs batted in for Oklahoma, but they call it Sooner magic around here, and they need a dose of it in the 9th if they're going to even this series up now. And a new pitcher on the mound for Oklahoma. Jackson Kircher into the game. Another of their talented freshmen. He's out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Big right-hander here, Rich.
Yeah, real big guy. 6'3", 212. Good arm. You know, they got a bunch of good young arms. Just like to see him get this experience and get some outs here and get OU in the dugout.
Yeah, Skip Johnson hasn't been afraid to use the youngsters in SEC play. He says, when else are they going to get experience? Yep, throws them right into the fire. You've seen Catalano, Barfield, and Kircher now back to back to back. And strike 1 to Daniel Dickinson to start the 9th. Good look at breaking ball there. Well, I don't know what LSU is going to do here in the 9th. Well, there's a high fly to left. Dasan Harris back to the wall. And that's gone. That's what they're going to do. Daniel Dickinson's going to hit a home run. Second of the night for the Tigers.
Man, that ball hit high. He hammered that ball into the wind. You don't see that very often.
8th of the year for Dickinson. 52 for the Tigers as a team. And it's 7-2.
See it here. That ball's middle and he times it up. He knew it when he hit it.
And there's a strike to Fry. What I was going to say is the Oklahoma pitching staff has done a really nice job these first 2 games against LSU. If you look at their first 3 SEC series, Tigers scored 19 runs in the first 2 games against Missouri, 15 runs in the first 2 games against Texas, and 10 runs in the first 2 games against Mississippi State, and then they put 17 on them in game 3. They've scored 9 in the first 2 against Oklahoma. That's the best anybody in league play has done against them. Now, they still got to get 3 outs in the 9th inning here, but
yeah,
it's not, that hasn't been the problem. The problem has been offense.
The offense, yeah. Getting hits, getting guys on. We talked about it last half inning. You know, Oklahoma hadn't been able to get guys on base and hit, being able to barrel up strikes when they get them.
Now just 5 hits last night, just 5 hits tonight so far for Oklahoma. Full count to Fry, and he got him looking. 1 out in the 9th. Milam, again, another fantastic pitching matchup tomorrow in the finale. Malachi Witherspoon for the Sooners, and Chase Shores will go to the mound for LSU. One of the most highly thought of recruits out of the state of Texas in a long, long time, Chase Shores. He's a redshirt sophomore, draft eligible back when he came out of high school. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Milam 0 for 3. Caught by Branch. Had to hang with it. That was a knuckleball.
Yeah. Yeah, those are tough, little soft liner, especially if they're moving. Looks like he kind of got it off the end a little bit, just kind of a soft liner out there to Branch. Able to reel it in.
And Skip Johnson's going to go to another arm to try to get the final out here in the 9th innings. Daniel Dickinson's home run has added one to LSU's lead. They're now up 5. And a very interesting arm coming in for Oklahoma when we come back. Daniel Dickinson homers in the 9th. We'll be back after this in Norman. Well, Jay Johnson contemplating something, but his Tigers have been great since he took over. Came from Arizona. Second most wins since 2022. 28 Major League Baseball draft picks. And of course, they won the title in 2023.
Yeah, very impressive. Obviously, a lot of good players. You know, you're only as good a coach as good as your players are, but he knows how to lead them and get good players in there.
Well, an interesting arm in now. This is the first appearance of the year on the mound for Brandon Cain. This is the nephew of former major leaguer Lorenzo Cain, who has been used as a hitter and an outfielder for the Sooners. We have heard rumblings of late that he has been going through some bullpen sessions and has been impressive. And we get to see him tonight for the first time on the mound with 2 outs in the 9th. A little trial run here for Brandon Cain, and the first pitch fastball at 93 misses outside. Facing Pearson. Popped him up. Foul ball and into the stands. Josh Pearson homered back in the 6th, 1 for 3 tonight. Well, I guess you can never have too many arms, Rich.
No, especially when you're facing offense like this.
Skip says we need one more out. Let's go see what Brandon Cain can do in a hostile environment. The 1-1. Uh-oh. Welcome to the SEC, Brandon Cain. Pearson went yard again. Second of the night for him, third for the Tigers, and it's 8-2.
Yeah, just another fastball. Pearson times it up, hammers it. That was a no-doubter right off the bat. You see it right here. He's on time. That ball's up. He just puts a good swing on it.
Josh Pearson's 4th and 5th home runs of the year tonight in Norman. Hernandez now. 2 balls and no strikes. Florida Gators fall to 1-9 in the SEC. They were shut out by Vanderbilt tonight, 6-0 in Gainesville. There's a strike. Mississippi State also falls to 1-9. They got beat by South Carolina in Starkville tonight. Texas A&M 1-9. They were shut out by Tennessee. Ground ball back up the middle, gets into center field, base hit. Boy, Hernandez has 4 hits in the series, and none of them have been soft.
No, everything he's hit's been solid. He's having a good series so far.
That's the 13th hit for the Tigers tonight. Braswell walked his first time up in the 8th inning. Ole Miss and Kentucky split a doubleheader today in Lexington. We have seen here in the first 3 weekends going into the 4th now, kind of a clear separation in this conference. There is an upper tier of about 5 teams. There is a bottom tier of about 5 teams. And then there's a 6-pack in the middle. And a base hit for Braswell. 3 straight hits off of Kane out of the bullpen. LSU in that upper tier of teams with Tennessee, Arkansas, Georgia, Texas. Sooners have kind of, so far, it's just weekend 4, but they kind of settled into that middle pack. 5-5 in conference play. In danger here of falling below 500 for the first time, barring a glorious 9th inning rally. Stanfield again. 3 for 4. Every time he comes up, it's with a chance to do damage. And he's ahead in the count 2-0. All 16 are going to Hoover, though, at the end of the year. The D1 baseball field of 64 released this week had 11 SEC teams in the tournament. There's a strike. It'll be in that neighborhood, I would guess, somewhere between 10 and 13, depending on if the likes of Florida and Texas A&M can get their act together or not. Two on, 2 out. That ball's rocketed to left, and this is more trouble. Maybe, out of the glove of Harris. 1 run is in. Here comes another. Another double for Stanfield, his 3rd of the series. And the Tigers have blown it open in the 9th. Great effort by Deshaun Harris. Just couldn't hang on.
Thought he had it for a second there. Like when he hits the ground, it kind of just rolls out of his glove. Stanfield hits that ball well. Harris trying to track it down. He went in there.
Should have caught it.
Just not all the way in.
So a 4-run 9th inning that has included a couple of home runs. Curiel now 10-2 Tigers. Eighth batter of the 9th inning here. It's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. It's a good one, but he hasn't been able to miss the Tiger bat so far.
Yeah, and it looks like it's pretty straight. Going to have to locate a little better in and out.
Get the call there, 3-1.
It's his first time out there. You know, I mean, not a tough situation now, but you still like to get out there and try to get this last out.
Ball 4. And everybody bats in the ninth for LSU. Jared Jones. Texas has beaten Georgia tonight in that top 5 battle in Austin, 5-1. Jones robbed last time up on the fine play by Jackson Willits up the middle. He's 3 for 5.
Yeah, if he went for that great play, he'd have another one.
Oh, 2.
Good breaking ball from Kane there.
Trying to end a painful top of the ninth for the Sooners. Two o'clock tomorrow, the finale. And if you're coming to the ballpark, bundle up. Sooners, for the first time this season, going to be trying to salvage a finale. Probably. Got him looking. Good pitch there. Inning over. But the Tigers get 4. Couple of home runs. Daniel Dickinson started it off. A leadoff homer here in the ninth. And then Josh Pearson added his second of the game. And it's 10-2 Tigers as we head to the bottom. Bottom of the ninth here in Norman. And the Sooners down big. Still facing Kason Evans. It'll be Willis, Harris, and Walk due up for Oklahoma. And they hope a bunch more. Evans has allowed 2 hits since coming on back in the 6th inning. One of them to this guy. Dawson Willis singled off of him in the 6th. Takes ball 1 inside. Two runs on 5 hits, 1 error tonight for Oklahoma. 10 runs, 15 hits, and 1 error for the Tigers. Hit well into right. Backing on it, Pearson. On the track, he drops it. He dropped the baseball. Willis hits the turbo round second, and he's into third.
Wow.
The wind must have played with that one out there. And it'll be an error in E9.
Yeah, he got turned around a little bit and tried to cross back over and just wasn't able to bring it in. I mean, Dawson hit that ball pretty well. Right there, he just camped on it, just misses it.
Second error tonight for LSU. And now a pinch hitter for Deshaun Harris. This is Christian Hoffman. First at bat of the series. Takes a first pitch fastball strike. Hoffman just 1 for 4 on the year. That 1 hit was an RBI double. He has also drawn a walk.
Just got to be patient here. Be ready to hit, be on time.
Albuquerque, New Mexico for Hoffman. A little bit out front of the, looked like a changeup, 1-2.
Yeah, it looked like he pulled a string on a little bit. I think that's that little split finger he's throwing.
And he strikes out Hoffman. First out of the ninth. Third strikeout for Evans. That's 11 of them now for LSU tonight on the mound. They are number 2 in the SEC in that category. Back to the top of the order, we will have another pinch hitter in Jason Walk's spot. This is Braden Horton, the Liberty transfer. Pennsylvania native, 167 average. Looks at a ball off the plate at 94.
And it's tough, you know, pinch hit after you've been sitting for 3 hours. You got to try to gear it up and get ready to go.
Skip Johnson trying to give everybody a taste here. This one probably out of reach. Give everybody a little experience. And it's 3-0 to Horton. Drew Dickerson on deck. Looks like he will bat in Trey Gamble's spot. And a strike. Full count. A pair of 4-run innings tonight has been the difference in this one. 4-run second and a 4-run ninth for the Tigers. And he struck him out swinging. Back-to-back Ks with Willis at third base. And Drew Dickerson is OU's last stand on Friday night.
Yeah, I know. Tough hit, just fastball away. But with man on third, nobody out, it'd still be nice to be able to get that guy in.
Dickerson was the DH last night, went 0 for 3. Freshman out of Missouri. Big, strong right-handed hitter hitting .281. He's homered once. Comes up empty there, 1-1. And the LSU fans in Norman stand, trying to help Casey Evans across the finish line. Tigers trying to take the series right here. And they ring him up. The appeal says Dickerson went around, and that'll do it. LSU wins it 10-2. And the Tigers win the series. They take the first 2 games here in Norman. Well, Rich, another good start on the mound for LSU. This time it was Anthony Ianson. And then the bats came alive as well.
Yeah, Ianson had a really good outing. 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, and then, like you said, the LSU bats came alive. You know, hit 2 or 3 home runs. You know, it's just a tough night for